Thank you, Madam Chairman. You may recall that a few weeks ago, President Obama came to this chamber, and he addressed the chamber on health care before a joint session of the House and the Senate. During that session, I was privileged to be here, and I saw my colleagues on the far side of the aisle, the Republicans, waving pieces of paper during his speech. And I was wondering what they were. I couldn't imagine. It almost seemed like they wanted President Obama's autograph. I just didn't get it. I heard from one of my colleagues that this is what they called the Republican health care plan. I went over after the speech was over. I picked up a copy that was lying down on the Republican side, and it turns out that the Republicans' health care plan was a blank piece of paper. I inquired further, trying to find out exactly what the Republicans' health care plan is, and it's my duty and pride tonight to be able to announce exactly what the Republicans plan to do for health care in America. It's this. Very simply, it's a very simple plan. Here it is, the Republicans' health care plan for America. Don't get sick. That's right, don't get sick. If you have insurance, don't get sick. If you don't have insurance, don't get sick. If you're sick, don't get sick. Just don't get sick. That's what the Republicans have in mind for you, America. That's the Republicans' health care plan. But I think that the Republicans understand that that plan isn't always going to work. It's not a foolproof plan. So the Republicans have a backup plan in case you do get sick. If you get sick in America, this is what the Republicans want you to do. If you get sick, America, the Republican health care plan is this. Die quickly. That's right. The Republicans want you to die quickly if you get sick. Now, the Democrats have a different plan. The Democrats say that if you have health insurance, we're going to make it better. If you don't have health insurance, we're going to provide it to you. If you can't afford health insurance, then we'll help you to afford health insurance.
I want to talk about what happened in Eric Cantor's office, what Eric Cantor said today. It sounds like he's accusing Democrats of inciting violence.
Yes, I recall that happening, well, what is it now, 80 years ago, the burning of the Reichstag?
Yes. Is that what you're comparing it to?
Well, it seems like a provocation, doesn't it?
I was really surprised that Eric Cantor, who is the minority whip, says his office was shot at, okay. And then he literally points fingers at the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee and the Democratic National Committee, saying that they are basically, I want to get his exact words here, fanning the flames, dangerously fanning the flames.
I think he should resign.
Really?
Yes, I think he's crossed the line there.
So you are calling for the resignation of Eric Cantor based on that comment?
First of all, I would make the observation that this congressman, unlike other people that say something controversial, actually walked right into the Situation Room and walked right up to everybody there and started answering questions. So let me congratulate him on the fact that he's got at least the courage to go up and say what he said. Congressman, you said that. Can you name anything, Alex, anything that the Republicans have that would deal with the problem of people with pre-existing conditions that can't get coverage?
Republicans support that,
Can you
James.
think of anything that they've done?
By the way, the insurance industry supports that. If President Obama put that on the table, if he put tort reform, if he put portability, if he put shopping across state lines, he could put together a package right now. Republicans would stand with him 100%. He could get bipartisan support. Republicans do support
fantasy.
that.
You are finally
I think I was asking not to.
You are paying the price for.
I think I was asking the
nothing to help
congressman a
people
question, but that's okay.
Well,
Congressman,
James,
go ahead.
let me tell you this. You, among all people, stand for a principle, and that principle is Democrats have to have guts. And now we have to have the guts to take the majority that the American people have given to us, and we have to do something with it. And what we have to do is we have to solve people's problems. We have to eliminate the phenomenon in this country of people dying for lack of health care. We have to eliminate the phenomenon in people in this country having to pay $4 a gallon for gasoline as they did under the Republicans when the Republicans took us careening up to the brink of national bankruptcy.
Congressman, what's been the reaction to your comment? As you walk through the halls of the House of Representatives today, you see fellow Republicans and you see Democrats.
You know, everyone has been overwhelmingly positive about it. Overwhelmingly positive.
You talk about Democrats.
People from the district. Yes, but the phones have lit up with people who wanted to come us, including the oldest surviving AIDS survivor in this country. He called me and he said, "Thank you, God bless you. God bless you for fighting for health care and for fighting for survival."
The Republicans are sort of comparing you to the Joe Wilson situation, the congressman.
It's not the same.
Well, how is it not the same?
Because I didn't insult the president in front of 40 million people.
But you did insult Republicans.
Every Republican.
No, what the Republicans have been doing is an insult to America. They've been dragging their feet. These are foot-dragging, knuckle-dragging Neanderthals who think they can dictate policy to America by being stubborn. And I think the time is over. We had an election. That's it. Now we have to move ahead in just the way the president wants us to.
But this is you've just called Republicans Neanderthals. This is the kind of name-calling that people were upset at Joe Wilson for doing to the President of the United States. I mean, why is your name-calling to all of your Republican colleagues any different from Joe Wilson's?
Well, listen, I didn't call names. What I said is true. The Republicans have nothing even remotely resembling a plan. And when you don't have a plan, what that means is your plan is don't get sick. So what I said is true. What Joe Wilson said, on the other hand, is false.
Should health care be a food fight, though? Or should it be sort of a thoughtful conversation about important ideas?
Listen, I'm new to this, okay? I've only been in Congress now for barely 8 months. And I wish when I came to Congress I saw some thoughtful opposition from the other side. But instead, all they do is drag their heels day after day.
So when you accuse Republicans of being Neanderthals, you're talking about John Boehner, the Republican leader, Eric Kent, are you talking about the leadership of the Republican?
I'm Congressman Alan Grayson, and I approve this message.
Religious fanatics try to take away our freedom in Afghanistan, in Iran, and right here in Central Florida.
Wives, submit yourself to your own husband.
Daniel Webster wants to impose his radical fundamentalism on us.
She should submit to me. That's in the Bible.
Webster tried to deny battered women medical care and the right to divorce their abusers.
Submit to me.
He wants to force raped women to bear the child.
Submit to me.
Taliban Dan Webster. Hands off our bodies.
What do you make of it?
Well, it's meant to make health care affordable for people, and it's just a down payment on what the bill actually will provide starting next year, which is to give discounts to people to make sure that no one spends more than 11% of their income on health insurance. Those are the affordability credits that we'll start to see next year. The Republicans are desperate to cut those off because, frankly, they understand how much people need them and how much people want them. And once that kicks in, then everybody will love this bill.
Now, it would seem to me that this 80% rule that is in this law is absolutely brilliant. I mean, it is telling the insurance companies you got to be right with consumers. Now, the catch in all of this, if the Supreme Court, and the ruling could come down next week, if they overturn the health care law, those checks will not be sent out. But would it pave a way for the single-payer system?
Well, first of all, in overturning the health care law, they would be ruling on the single question, or they should be ruling on the single question of whether the individual mandate is constitutional or not. And the best arguments are that they should leave the rest of the bill alone. That question of severability is one that's pretty clear in the law. The question is, can the bill function without the individual mandate? The answer obviously is yes. So these payments, the affordability credits that people will start to enjoy next year, all the other elements of the bill, including, by the way, the elimination of the donut hole for seniors, these are things that the court should not strike down. If they do strike it down, it will be clear to everybody the court's become a right-wing cabal.
Yeah, I would say so.
Wow.
They've treated us like saps for too long, and this is what this audit is going to expose.
Now, they've hired a bunch of high-powered lobbying firms, as you know, Congressman Grayson. We're talking about.
I know. Yes, as a matter of fact, they hired Enron's lobbyists. And why not? If you're doing Enron accounting, why would you hire Enron's lobbyists? And this lobbyist issued a statement saying these people who support this bill to audit the Federal Reserve, they don't understand economics. Well, it's a funny thing to say to me because I actually worked for 4 years as an economist before I graduated from law school. She was saying, oh, they don't know the difference between monetarism and fiscal policy and this and the other thing. And here I am, the only member of Congress who actually worked as an economist. And she's this lobbyist, this K Street whore, is trying to teach me about economics, and all of us.
This K Street whore is trying to teach me about economics. Who was that particular K Street whore?